Hello and welcome to 10 Days of Gratitude. I'm your host, Mia Saenz. And in this segment is Robyn Bennett. She's sitting right next to me. Now, I'm really excited to bring you Robyn for many reasons. And this is why we call it our bonus episode, because Robyn is she has this company that helps take care of people like Mia and you and everyone else. I'm excited to bring her here because she's our project manager, but yet she has a company that she hires out people. They work for tons and tons and tons of people. So she's going to explain it to you. It's something that's very cool that happens if you're new to business, online business. It's something that's there for us as business people, that we can grow our businesses exponentially, really, with the help of people like Robyn. So I love Robyn. Not only is she a great friend, but she's also the project manager for Mia Saenz LLC and also for Bella Mia and many, many other big names. So welcome, Robyn.
Hi, Mia. Hi, everyone.
I got so giddy because I'm excited you're here. We speak on Tuesdays about work, and this is just so lovely to have you as a guest on the show. And thank you for saying that you'll be here, because what you provide people, not just with your spiritual essence, just because you're spiritual, but with your work-wise, is really powerful for those of us with online businesses, that we don't have somebody in our office with us. You are part of my office, but you're not in my office, and you work that way for many others. So share with us exactly, because I know, but obviously I'm stumbling over my words. Share with us exactly it is that you'd like people to know.
Well, thank you. First of all, I want to thank you for having me here today. I'm really excited and I'm honored, and it's a special moment for me. So thank you.
Thank you.
And to let people know a little more, what I like to say is, what I do is I provide a service that gives businesses an opportunity to, how can I put this? Sorry. It's going to give businesses an opportunity so that they can outsource the information. I'm French, so sometimes some English words escape me. Mm-hmm. So they can outsource staff. So what my business does is that I'm able to do everything from answering phones for someone. The only thing that we can't do is file for you. Mm-hmm. But we can virtually file.
Mm-hmm. And which you, can I just jump in here and say, what you've done for my business is you've helped me take it from social media and stuff to being really big. I mean, people know me as producing these shows. Well, Robyn's behind the scenes here, everybody. And this is, so everything that you see that I bring out and others, it's from people like Robyn. She's here to be our savior, more or less. I couldn't do what I do without Robyn. And that's one of the spectacular things about a virtual assistant or a virtual company that helps. And your business name is the Technology Queen. Yes. Because she's been doing this for how many years? 20 years?
Yeah, I started when I was 5.
Yeah. Okay. Me too. Yeah. I'm a few years older than you, so me too. I started when I was 7. So it's awesome. Wonderful.
Like, one of the things too is that, for instance, working in the background of such big projects as working with you and other clients that I have, is that we get to create something that comes, starts with an idea and ends up becoming, take your magazine, it's, it all becomes these huge adventures and projects and successes. Mm-hmm. So from designing the website to being able to coordinate the whole adventure, that's part of what we do.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And I love that you have a team that works for you so that you can expand and help more people. It's beautiful. She's the front end and the brains behind the whole thing. She's the brains behind all of our things. So awesome. Let's talk a little bit about gratitude, and then we're going to jump back to business. Then we're going to talk about gratitude, because really gratitude is the foundation for, I think, for connecting with people in a positive manner. So share with us a little bit about your concept of gratitude. You and I love to have our Tuesday talks, our business meetings. We talk about a lot of love and spiritual things and things like that, so, which is fun, and I love that about you. Do you have a specific gratitude tool that let's just jump to the tools and we'll talk about the other stuff. Because I love the tools. So what do you use for gratitude as tools?
Well, one of the things that I do is I stop, and any situation I go into, from where we're talking now to the minute I walk out the door, I go out with an open mind, an open spirit, and I try to be as grateful for it. Like I will stop and thank God for my shoulders, my head, my hair, for my pet that's, as we speak, sitting at my feet.
Is this Harley?
Yeah, Harley's at my feet. I will literally take moments where I stop and thank for everything that I notice at that moment. And then I'll even say, oh, and for the thing that I'm not noticing, thank you for that too.
Nice.
And then that brings me, it's almost like it opens up to more things to notice.
That's lovely. That is lovely. No one has said to stop to take time to think and to be grateful for your hair, your head, everything like that, because it really is important to give gratitude for our physical essence, for our temple, for that, and it grounds us into who we are, into our bodies, into our mind, into our spirit. So that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. And just so that it's not just a thing where, like I was saying, like from my pet to the staff that works, it's like I literally just try to stop and be grateful.
I love it.
And it helps. It just helps. It opens up. And next thing I know, I'm grateful, for that telephone call, or I'm grateful for the fact that I find that gratitude for me opens up more doors on top of it, just by, and it's not like I'm being gratitude to get that result. It just happens that way.
Isn't that amazing how that works?
Yeah, it is.
When we stop to just be, and to be in that place that's so divine, and how things start to move and shift. Now, there's a lot of people who say, I can't be grateful. I can't hop into that space. What would you tell them?
Well, and this, now I'm going to sound like I'm repeating myself, but that's where I say, you stop, and you start with the small things. Because I think that gratitude nurtures more gratitude, and it grows from there. So even it's as silly as saying, well, hey, I'm grateful I have a TV in my living room, and then I have that time to escape after a hard day. It just seems like, okay, maybe it's not the best thing to be grateful for, but it's something. And then I find that when you start with one thing, and then you go out of your way to, well, I'm grateful for that lovely waitress that was really kind to me today at the restaurant, and the guy who let me cut him off in the car today. And I mean, you start small like that, and it will grow. It really, really will grow.
I love that. Because of this whole gratitude show going on, and that went on last year, and you're so cute. You're like, yes, Mia, we got to get it going again. We have to keep doing this. I had heard from someone that said to me, and I wanted to pose this to you. He said to me, this is all well and good and sounds great, but once that happiness leaves you, you're back in your shits, as they say. So what I say is we hop back on and we keep producing it more and more until things shift and change. What would you say to somebody?
Well, I would just say maybe you have to shift your attitude. Because you have to get back on the train. And the minute that we lose that sense of, we're going to have bad days, right? I mean, we all have bad days, bad moments. But I'm very big on always moving forward. And when something happens that impacts me negatively, I try to see what I can do. It's always comes down to stop. What can I do? What's great in this? I believe lessons are blessings. So that even when something is like crappy, like the person said, well, there's going to be a blessing out of it in the long run. And I will see the result just by practicing gratitude. Because you have to also practice it. Part of, or else we'd all be sitting there going, oh, life is great. I'm grateful for everything.
Now, a lot of people think that people like you and I who bring this essence into our work, that we're happy all the time, and that we don't have a care in the world. Um, and that's just not true. And so we're here to tell you it's just not true, everybody. But
Yeah.
it's less and less when you practice it than when you don't practice it. Those frustrations and that's one thing that I love about you is like you're my go-to girl. You're my work person, and so it's like, hey, this is going on. I'm feeling icky about this, and you always take me straight back to the core essence. Hey, Mia, let's hop back on here. And I thank you for that, because that's what's I think very important and very powerful. And share with us how you have seen, because you work with a lot of people, not just me. I wish it was just me, but and I've said one day, and she's like, no, but my company. And I'm like, that's right, you have your own company. You've worked with a lot of people, and a lot of people in the spiritual realm. So share with us some ideas on bringing, it's not just the gratitude, but the gratitude is really the glue, the nuts and bolts. There's a lot of people who come to you who are doing amazing things. Are they all in the place of love and gratitude and spirituality, as far as you can see?
Yes. I can honestly see that, that there's, like you were saying before, there's ups and downs for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I've worked with some really great people, as you know, and I have seen that when the poop hits the fan,
Mm-hmm.
I've seen them regroup, and I've seen them use the tools that they're sharing with the world,
Mm-hmm.
which has, to me, shown such authenticity, that shows me how authentic they are.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, technology isn't working, and it's, I'm a technology queen, and sometimes it's just not working. Either the internet's down, or phone's not connected, or not working, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen some really great people handle stress
Mm-hmm.
in eloquent, great ways. And I'm like, nice. That is
Mm-hmm.
really nice,
Mm-hmm.
because, people can easily just go against that and, be totally the opposite
Yeah.
of,
Something just popped into my head when you were saying that. Do you remember last year in the spring when I started the Beautiful class? It wasn't filled, and within a matter of 2 hours, like the day before it was to launch, it filled up. So amazing things can happen by living your truth or walking your talk. It really can. And so bringing in even gratitude into your everyday life to feel that abundance. It's not just abundance of money, it's abundance of the spirit of the divine. That's really what it is, because within that spirit and that essence it's where our money comes from, our food, our housing, our happiness, our joy, our magnificence, our, me, I love all these words, I could go on and on. But there's really some amazing breakthroughs for people when they practice gratitude, right?
it's amazing. And, just start with being open. It's,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I walk out the door and I'm open. I'm not already projecting how it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the surprises come in.
Mm-hmm. I love that, the surprises. That's beautiful. We all want surprises in our life and in our being. Do you do any type of journaling, like gratitude journaling?
I just started. I
Did
know
you?
I should have. I've been doing this a long time ago, and I started creative journaling.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of a sudden I'm drawing, and I have found that there is, and I'm not an artist. I just want to make that. I'm a great stick figure creator. I've mastered stick figures very well, but I also find just, doing it for myself is it's healing. It's very healing to just be able to express my day or my moment in a character that I've created, and put stuff around it. Or sometimes I'll just, ask to be guided for the day. It's like it becomes a personal part of me that I get to create the way I want, as opposed to, hello, it's January 1st, this happened. It's like creative journaling.
Mm-hmm.
I get to be who I want to be.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. When somebody, because you've worked with a lot of people, so when somebody gets down and out about their business, and we all do it, we all have these. I remember being at an event a year ago and calling you after the event that day in the hotel in another town, and we were Skyping, and I was bawling my eyes out, and then all of a sudden, instantly, I had a shift and change and created a new program from that breakthrough. How would you suggest people go from that place of feeling frustrated in their business, feeling not expressive, things aren't moving, to having them move?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that because I received a message yesterday, an email from the client saying, "That's it. My last program didn't sell. I'm out of here." Mm-hmm. And they said to me, "I'm just venting, but this is how I'm feeling." And I told them, "Oh, be careful because the miracle is literally on the other side of this." Mm-hmm. Like, just so that you know, that means the miracle is, just do that push. You're almost there. And let's regroup and talk and let's see how we can change things around to get the program sold. And they wrote me back saying, "Wow, thank you." It's just, I said, you have to remember when you want to give up, it only means that the miracle's on the other side. Mm-hmm. It's so important to know that. Mm-hmm. And I find it even inspiring to know that when I'm like, just keep going. Keep going. It's there.
Mm-hmm. That miracle's on the other side. A lot of us feel that. It's like, I feel it, but when is it breaking through? And when it breaks through, it's pretty magical. Yeah. So to keep going, besides just keep going, what would you suggest? Get yourself in a place of abundance feeling? Get yourself cookies? What would you suggest?
Cookies! One thing, even when you want to, because when you're feeling, and yes, cookies. Cookies. But action's very important, because when we feel bad, we want to just stop. I mean, this isn't working. I don't want to do this. So it's better to just, again, I'm a big proponent of stop. Mm-hmm. Gather your wits. Try to, even do a mental inventory of what's going right. And then do the next right thing. Even if it's contacting your project manager or your virtual assistant and sending an email to your list. Mm-hmm. And I'm so glad that this person wrote me because they vented. They had a place to vent. So sometimes it's vent, talk to someone you trust, and then take an action towards, moving forward.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually did that, and you encouraged me. One of the, she's one of our speakers too, Uma Luna, who's my, right now my accountability business coach. She had me do something like that. I wrote you guys the list, and my tribe, and had said that I was going through a really rough patch that I can't even remember what it was. I think it was a death in my family. I'm trying to remember who, because those happen as you get older. And I wrote, as you guys suggested, because I was feeling really disconnected from my work and from people, and that's not how I wanted to be. And when I wrote and got, I was really shocked. I got well over 100 responses back from, granted, I have a lot of people in my community, but that was really touching when we get responses back. Even you guys who are watching these now and you write back, "Oh man, that was a great show. I love it." I'm sure others love it too. But it's a connectedness that we need to be with our people and our business, because our business is our people. So I guess getting people back to being connected to what they do, who they are, and their community. That's awesome. Wonderful. Mm-hmm. What would you like to, you're going to tell us your free gift. We're going to talk a little bit about that and talk about more stuff. But is there anything on your mind right now before we go to your free gift that you'd like to say?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
I felt
I want people, I don't know, there's a little voice inside of us that will try to communicate with us to tell us to move forward or, to take a chance. I just want to let people know that to listen to that voice, because that voice is there for you. It is literally that. It will guide you. And you can, call the voice whatever you need to call it, but there's a little something. And I know that your community, those people that are watching will understand about the little voice. And I say that because it's been brought to my attention lately through other connections that I have, the voice. The voice is so important. So just a reminder.
That's still small voice, right? The voice of, I always called it the voice of God. However you want to see it, your higher being, your higher essence, divine, God, creator, source, angelic things. Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you. Okay, share with us your free gift. She's got one for us, everyone.
Well, it is what I have is I have a workbook on how to create a vision board for your personal and your business life. So, because, what you put out there is really what's going to, good and bad. The universe doesn't, say, well, that's bad, so we won't give it. So it's how to just create something really fantastic and how to have some fun doing it at the same time. Like I said, I think that I'm finishing this year in a very creative mode where everything becomes like I'm 5 years old again.
That's awesome.
The sense of creating. And this is also something that will help and people to just create, and also helps you see maybe what it is that you want.
And when you do these vision boards and stuff, they really raise our vibration. That's what connects us to that change, and it's the law of vibration. People call it the law of attraction. I call it the law of vibration because it's even more than just putting up pictures, isn't it? It's bringing in that passion for it, that excitement for it, working it in. It's not just I'm connecting to this car because I'm holding the steering wheel. It's I'm working for this. This is what's coming into my life. I love that. Awesome. So are vision boards new to you, or are they something that you've been working on for a long time?
It has been something that has been going on in my life, I would say, for a little less than 6 months. And I'm having fun doing this. And I think that's what it is for me. It's just when you're having fun doing something, you get to be shifted in another vibration and other things come to you. And I really have no expectations, and I think that's also a key component to it. Just about having some fun, seeing what I even want. Sometimes I think, I want the mansion, say, but really, I want a nice little home. And when I'm going through cutting stuff and going through stuff, I see other ideas, and I'm having fun.
You're expanding your consciousness level. You're opening it up. And
thank you.
And that's what it's all about, and that's the fabulous part. And I liked how you said that sometimes it gives you the perspective on one day you may want your mansion, and then you're like, I'm happy with my home. I just love it. It's just cozy and warm, and, it's for me and my hubby, or, and my doggies and kitties. I'm trying to think how you'd say it. And that's really important, to be happy and to be able to shift gears. There's a lot of people who think once we put something out to the universe, that's it. That's it. We can shift our gears. We can move into other directions. Yes, we put things out to the universe, and it's expansive. One thing that just came to me about that is the universe is so expansive that it can contain all our desires, our wishes, our hopes, our dreams to come true. If we put something out there and then we shift gears, we might think, oh my gosh, we're confusing the universe. It depends on how you talk. If you speak to the universe clearly, I would now really like this. This is what I desire. I'm worthy of this. However you speak to the universe, everybody speaks it differently, but as long as it's powerful, empowered, and not in a sense of negativity, then that's where the words come clearly, and we all function together. It's interesting because we didn't speak a lot about the universe and these type of ideas when we have talked about manifesting and about gratitude on this series, this 2015 season. What are some ways this is the big word, the manifesting ways. What are ways? Because there are things that we want. There's things that there's days that I absolutely command money to come in. I command it. And most of the time it comes in. And maybe on those other days I'm not as commanding, because I have bills to pay and people to pay and all that. So what are some of the commanding ways? I mean, literally, I don't mean that you have to stand there and, yell for us, but what are some ways where you're just absolutely, See, that's the thing about manifestation. It's already has happened. It's in existence. Yeah. It's there. It's our birthright. So what are some ways that you stand in your power to command? And I like that word, and I keep using it. If you want to change it, you can. But to command what's yours, or seeing what's yours, or declaring what's yours, or claiming what's yours. What are some ways that you do that?
Well, it's because I don't, there are some concrete ways, you do Facebook ads, for your business, and you do certain steps, you watch what there's certain ways to do, but I'm such a believer of the heart thinking, and, that's what's projecting when I need, I don't worry that I won't get a new client, for instance, because I believe that the universe is providing for me. And I think that helps immensely because I'm not worried about it.
Right.
And I also tell myself, well, if I don't get new clients or new business, well, that'll give me more time. And it comes down to gratitude. It gives me more time to be able to spend on what I already have, my current clients, my family, my pets, me. Shouldn't have even put me last, but, so it is just trying to enjoy what I have. And I'm really, really sincere when I say it. It's just, I believe in it. So I think that just, I feel it. It's a real, real energy. It's like, it's around me, this energy, and I'm calling it forward. So it's the same thing that if I were afraid of something, that same result would happen. So I try to really shift out of the fear. I don't always succeed. I'm human. But I really concentrate more on the positive feelings on a daily basis.
Yeah. It's really important. I've been something that, even working out, even the way I eat, even talking to my body about you are a good metabolizer, things like that, because there are days when I'm like, dang it, I can feel that I'm, feeling sluggish or icky or this or that, and my body this or that. No, say the positive. Allow it to be what it truthfully is. Allow those truths to come in. You metabolize perfectly. You move. You function beautifully because you're created by the divine. You're not created by Mia and her, the bad talk or the negative talk. And we all have it. It's just how fast can we be on the positive thinking, and that's where the importance is, and that's where working it. Instead of people 6 months down the road going, wait a minute, I've been thinking negative for 6 months. What have I been doing? You and I catch it within a matter of 12 hours at the most,
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, wait a second. I'm out of sync. Something's here. So then we check in with ourselves and we discover. So I like that you brought that up because that is really important. And I didn't even realize how connected I was to, and I don't want to call it my fears, but connected I was to supporting something that I didn't like in my life about a situation. I've always been connected to the good and all that, and so then to realize, wait a minute, don't bring in the negative aspect. I like that you said that. That's very important.
Yeah, and all of this, as you know, it's progress, not perfection, and it's always moving forward and trying. I mean, sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it. And, there's gonna be bad days, but as you mentioned earlier, it takes about 12 hours or however much time it takes.
Yeah.
And we have a community of like-minded people. So, reach out and talk to someone when it, to those out there so that they know something's going on.
Yeah.
And especially someone who can be your champion and say, no, like, listen and let's move forward together.
Right, exactly. That's awesome. Guess what? We're out of time.
All right.
Thank you so much, Robyn, for everything that you've brought today.
Well, thank you, Mia, for having me. I'm really, really happy to have been here today, and thanks everyone for listening.
It was awesome to have you. And thank you all for joining us in this bonus segment of 10 Days of Gratitude. Bye.